2019 Nationality Rooms Summer Study Abroad Scholarships. The Nationality Rooms Summer Study Abroad Scholarships have been giving an award annually since 1948, and we have given over $3 million in awards to date. If you look at the flyers, you will notice that we have country and region specific scholarships, and we have general scholarships titled Anywhere Abroad. This gives applicants quite a lot of flexibility. If you don't find the country that you're going to represented by a country specific scholarship, you are welcome to try for the general scholarships. In the next few slides, you will notice that we are highlighting some very important people to the Nationality Rooms programs. They have either given an endowment for a scholarship or friends and staff have named a scholarship in their memory. Some of these people very important to our program are Stanley Prostrednik, and you will notice that there are two scholarships named after him, one for general and the other for health sciences. There's also the Fred Bruns Award, given in memory of Fred Bruns by the director of the Nationality Rooms, E. Maxine Bruns. There's also Dr. Shiono Scholarship and the McCloskey Scholarship. As you can see from the places we've been, our scholarship winners have been everywhere through all parts of the globe. They have done many things besides language and culture study, independent research, and internships. As you can see, we've had some very interesting studies done abroad. We had a graduate student study exhibitions of conjoined twins in Scotland, two engineering students who did internships, one at CERN in Switzerland and another in an amusement park corporation in Germany. We had someone study refugee populations in Berlin, and many more. Please read the eligibility requirements quite carefully. In reading this, I would like to highlight two things. One is, if you will not be returning for the spring term because of special circumstances, such as early graduation, please contact the Scholarship Administrator, Christina Laniez, MCL38 at pitt.edu. Another issue is the minimum of 5 weeks. If your study abroad program is only 4 weeks, you must find an academic project for the 5th week. This could be an independent research to fulfill a capstone or a volunteer option. In any case, you may also speak to Christina Laniez if you have additional questions. To access the online application, please go to www.abroad.pitt.edu. Once you hit apply, this is what the application looked like for the undergraduates. You will see on the top the questionnaire. Under material submissions, there's the awardee obligation form, the Nationality Rooms academic credit signature page, and the transcripts. What this means is this must be submitted to 1209 Cathedral of Learning, and the signature documents should be done last. Undergraduates must turn in an official copy of their transcript, and this must include your fall grades. The transfer of academic credit form must be printed and then signed by a representative of the Study Abroad office and turned in to the Nationality Rooms office. Please attach a description of your study abroad program behind this form. Once you hit apply, this is what the graduate application form looks like. There's the questionnaire, and depending on what you're doing, the faculty-directed study and the independent research. There's also the material submissions, which means these materials must be handed in physically to 1209 Cathedral of Learning. They are the awardee obligation form and the academic credit signature page. We will talk about these in the next page. This is the academic credit signature page for graduate students. You will need 3 signatures: your academic advisor or your research advisor, the dean of your school, and finally, the study abroad office. You should try to do this in this order. Just a note, if you are from the arts and science, the dean's office will like to see your draft of your application before they sign. If you are doing an internship, for example at GISPIA, there are no credits for internships, but they are required to have your diploma. So in that case, you will need the dean to write a letter saying it is a credit-worthy internship and it is mandated by your school. And this is your obligation form. It must be printed, signed, and returned before the application deadline. These must be signed by both graduate and undergraduates. This is a contract. Make sure you understand everything and ask questions if you do not. It is recommended that you make a copy to keep for yourself. You are required to have 2 recommendations. One must be a Pitt faculty recommender. The second one can be a Pitt faculty or a general recommendation. An example of a general recommendation can be your supervisor on an internship. Or if you're a graduate student, it can come from your work experience or a peer's recommendation on a research collaboration. It can also come from a professor from your undergraduate institution. It is best to request the electronic recommendation online, but our office will also accept hard copies and we will upload for you. Once you have completed the application, you must digitally sign the signature documents. One is the application signature and the other is the other scholarship notice. You must inform us if you have received another study abroad scholarship. In general, if it's more than $3,500, we would like for you to choose between the Nationality Room Scholarship or the new scholarship that you received. You have 2 essays to complete. One of them is the statement of purpose for studying abroad. So state your reasons for studying abroad, why you selected that particular country for study, and what you expect to accomplish by the study, which will relate to your overall career aims. And the second part is to highlight the courses you have taken which specifically relate to the study you propose to undertake. For undergrads, you have 2 choices on which essay you will want to complete. One is write about a particular artistic work that has had a significant influence on your development. This could be a book, a poem, a song. Or the second essay is Describe 2 things that you have accomplished that have no relation to academic studies. Just choose one, and your statement should not be more than 500 words. Please be thoughtful when writing this essay, as this is your personal statement. The person who is reading this has never seen you and will get to know you through your essay. For graduate students, this is your essay. What in your personal experiences and goals made you seek a degree in your field of study at this level? Take your time in writing your essay. Be aware that the expectations for graduate essays are of professional level. For graduate students conducting independent research, you will need to complete the independent research portion of the application in addition to the general questionnaire. You will need to put down your research focus, the preparation, research methods, and the use of the data. For graduate students completing faculty-directed study, this is the portion you will have to complete in addition to the general questionnaire. For research which will be dealing with sensitive topics and confidential matters, please make sure that you check with the IRB office. If you are chosen as a finalist, you will be interviewed by a committee. These are some pointers as to what the selection panel is looking for. Degree of financial need is not the primary determinant of choosing the finalists. It is the merits and quality of one's application. These are some frequently asked questions. One of them is, I will not hear from my program or internship until after the finalist interviews. Is it still okay to apply? Absolutely. It's still okay to apply because for the most part, by the time you are in for an interview, you probably would have already heard from your internship. What if the program or internship falls through and I have already been chosen as a scholarship recipient? This happens more often than you think. What I would always suggest to each applicant is that you have a plan B. So for example, if something falls through, you have something to fall back on. Just make sure, for example, if you apply for the African Heritage Room Committee and you got an internship in Africa, your plan B should also be in Africa. How do I know which scholarships to apply for? This I get all the time. So my suggestion to you and my advice to you is that if you are going to a specific country or region and you see that in our flyer, you apply for that. So for example, if you're going to Austria, apply for the Austrian Room Scholarship. And you get a second choice. So you will then apply for one of the general scholarships. But let's say you want to go to Australia, you have an internship in Australia, and we don't have an Australian scholarship. You would then need to apply to 2 general scholarships. But which one? If they're pretty much the same amount, then you don't have much of an idea which one to apply for. What I would say is go to the bio page of those general scholarships and see which one speaks best to you, and those are the 2 that you would apply for. So the scholarship application process goes like this. First, you submit your online questionnaire. You submit your material submissions to 1209 Cathedral of Learning. Make sure you have your 2 recommendations. And then applications are reviewed, finalists are chosen, and each applicant will receive an email regarding their finalist status. You're either a finalist or a non-finalist. 5 finalists are chosen to be interviewed, and each finalist is scheduled an appointment with the selection panel. Each panel meets once, Students chosen must interview in person when the panel convenes. Winners are called the same day as the interview. And post-acceptance, you meet with the NRP director, you attend orientation, and you submit your documents to the study abroad office. Please keep in mind these dates. The undergraduate applications are due on Tuesday, January 8th, 2019. The graduate applications are due on Thursday, January 17th, 2019. For finalists, you are notified if you are a finalist as an undergrad on Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019, and for graduates, Friday, January 25, 2019. Undergraduate finalist interviews begin on Monday, January 28, 2019, and the graduates will begin in February.